Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I probably should have counted rows before I started this live stream. But here I am. It's what, 21 rows? And I have to count stitches? No chill. Okay, I have 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I still need 3 more rows. Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. Hi, everybody. Still need 3 more rows. I'm probably going to mess up this pattern on this live stream, but that's okay. I can always frog it. Okay, let me finish up this row and then I will show y'all the progress. Because the last time I jumped on a live stream, I think it was Friday last week, I was kind of like in the beginning stages of this like little sleeve top that I've been working on. So let me show you. Here we go. Finishing up the row. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I already know y'all are going to ask. So, in case you guys didn't see the last live stream, I started this like bolero sleeve top thing, and I think I only had like this much done on the first sleeve. And as you guys can tell, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think I need to finish it and like put it on and style it and see if I like it, but I I don't even know how to explain this. I worked a bunch of regular rows and then I wanted to add some kind of like lacy structural pattern to like the end of the sleeve. So I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we also decided last time on this live stream that I should do a little bit more of like a bell sleeve top. Again, I don't know if you can really tell, but I did add increases. You can kind of tell, barely. So the sleeve does kind of go out a little bit. And then unfortunately with the lacing, it makes it look not belt sleevey, but like, can you guys see how wide this is? It's going to be like an oversized sleeve top. So I added, how cute. This was like my awkward center row. So don't look at that, but let's just like look at this cute, like little diamond lace structure that I added to the sleeve top. I don't know how we feel about this. I'm still like on the fritz with this yarn. I don't know if I love it yet. It's really nice to work with. It feels great on the hands. It's a number 4 worsted weight yarn. I think this is made out of, has like an interesting mixture. I think it's like acrylic nylon polyester, acrylic nylon wool. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot stiffer of a yarn when I work with it. And for whatever reason, because this had like a really interesting like tubular construction, I don't know why, I thought it was going to be a lot more drapey. But as y'all can see, this bad boy is stiff as what? Stiff as a brick. I don't know. So I don't know, just trying out new things. I decided to use a pattern from my little pattern book over there. It's like 500 pattern stitches, whatever. So I like this pattern. I think I just need a different like top to make it on. I think this actually would have been a lot cuter if I had used this pattern for the entire sleeve. So maybe if I just worked the body rows like normal, and then once I started the sleeves, this would have made a lot like cuter of a pattern. So I might turn, I don't know, I might turn this like into an actual pattern, like maybe like an actual tutorial. What do we think? Is it worth it? Are you guys on board? Because if y'all aren't on board, I'm not going to go through the hassle of doing it, but I think this would have looked a lot cuter if the entire sleeve was like this diamond lace portion. But I'm finishing up the second sleeve right now. This was kind of just like a trial and error for me. This is kind of like what goes on behind the scenes before you guys see me make like actual tutorials. Like I need to test stuff out and see if I actually like it. So I'm just about done with like the main sleeve rows over here. And then I do have to work like, I don't know, 10 rows, 10, 12 rows with the lace stitch, and then it's done. Let me just pop her on, okay? Oh, I have so many people in the chat. Hello. I'm gonna like read all your stuff in a second. I swear. I'm just giving everybody who is new to the live stream a little rundown. That's not bad. I actually have like not even put it on until right now. Excuse me. I'm in my lounge clothes. Okay, I've got I just got like this is my not filming day attire. So got the little bolero. And as we discussed in the last live stream, I stopped. I wanted to make it like 3/4 sleeves. So I stopped right here. Who's that? My phone just went off. So yeah, I have like the 3/4 sleeves. It is a little bit of like a bell sleeve moment, just a little bit. It's actually super cute. It's not bad. Again, I think this would have been cuter on the whole thing. What do we think? Are we on board? It doesn't even have to be a tutorial. I might even just make another top like this. So are we on board tutorial, no tutorial, whatever, but that is what it's looking like. As you can see, I'm just about to start the lacy sections. So here's the little whip update. But can you guys see like with this loops and thread natural marl yarn, can you guys see just like how stiff? It's not really a bulky yarn by any means, but can you guys see what I'm talking about? It's not as like as I was expecting. I'm not mad at it. I don't know if I'm going to be picking up more of this. Fortunately for me, I did pick this up in one other shade. It's like their like sea foamy tealy shade of this. I'll show you guys in a video later on because I did pick it up. It's just in my closet in my stash, but I do have more of this yarn. So I don't think that would look cute. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. It's been a very interesting week. I don't even know how to explain what's been going on this last week, but I can y'all see this? I honestly debated for like 5 minutes before starting this live stream. I was like, I'm so broken out right now. I was like, should I even live stream? And then I was like, my people don't care. I don't care. So this is me like on my really bad days. If you guys have been like watching my recent videos on my channel and like my live streams, my skin has been so great, so great for like the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I do get like the occasional breakout, but I never get multiple like this right now. And I'm not too sure what that's due to. I haven't had any like dairy stuff for like a week. Um, yeah, I'm not, it's not my time of the month. So I don't know what it is that made me break out so bad. I will say though that I do have like some secret work, some secret jobs, whatever going on behind the scenes right now. And although I'm not stressed out in like a negative way, like I'm not like pulling my hair out and like frustrated and mad or anything, but I think just like the general stress, like there's just so much to get done. Even though again it's like positive stress, I think maybe that's what broke me out, just having so much to do and trying to meet deadlines. It's definitely not like a bad thing though. I don't want you guys thinking like I'm all stressed out and I'm burnt out or anything like that. I'm having a great time. I'm actually very excited. I got to share the news with Jordan this last week, and we've just been like just so excited. You guys will find out very soon, but it's all very exciting stuff. I think that's just maybe what broke me out. Crazy. But anyways, hello. Hi everybody. I'm going to read some of your comments right now. Oh, somebody's making their 4th raglan sweater right now. That's so cool. What colors are you making at this time? Pauline. Hello, Pauline. Welcome. Hi, I missed you. You just watched my other live stream yesterday and now you're catching this one live. What is up, fam? I have the best supporters. Oh, somebody said, "Tell me you have an otter," and then they said, "No, pattern." That's funny that you say that because otters are my favorite animal of all time. I used to be heavily obsessed with sea otters. So, even, like, back when I was in college, I had, like, a collection of stuffed, like, plushy otter animals, and I think is the video live? No. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I just posted like this like little screenshot of what my YouTube studio looks like. I at this moment I have 4 videos uploaded and ready to post. I have to wait for like my posting days, and that's like the most efficient I've ever been with my channel. I think I usually only get like maybe 1 video ahead, but that's like rare. I'm all phlegmy because I just ate lunch. I'm sorry. So was I gonna say? Oh, but in a studio vlog that's gonna go up, I think this week, this upcoming week, Jordan and I actually got to feed some river otters. We went to like an aquarium and we had to pay some money. But he already knew it was like my favorite animal, so there was like no hesitation. But we got to feed, like hand feed these super cute river otters. And it was like a dream come true. But yeah, if you're interested in the pattern, I could be down. I definitely think if I turn this into like a tutorial for my channel, the whole sleeve is gonna be this. I think that'd be a lot more stunning. So I could work on that. I plan to be live. I always say this and then I go live for so much longer. I initially planned to be live right now for like 45 minutes. That's tentative because, like I said, I always say that. I'm always like, oh, an hour. And then I look at the counter and it's like an hour 45. Like we all know my time management is not great. So I'm so phlegmy. That's another little fun fact about me. If I eat, I love spicy food, but immediately after I eat any kind of like hot sauce, jalapeno, spicy food, anything, I get super phlegmy. So I apologize. I hope it will stop soon. Sorry. Ooh, I can't read all these. What's happening? Oh, thanks, guys. You like the little whip? Ooh, okay. Jess said that her skin is definitely getting adjusted to the season changing at the moment. Maybe that's what it is. That's up with your skin. It might be because although it's still pretty hot where I live in Southern California, it's you know what? It probably is that. Like, as you all know, I was in Vegas for like 2.5 weeks. It was like 113 degrees every single day. And usually, whenever I go from Southern California to visit family in Vegas, my skin always breaks out. And surprisingly, we went to Vegas and there was never like a breakout. I was like, whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm adjusted now. And then we came back about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. But now that I've been home and it was super hot, the last like 4 days, 5 days have been like overcast, a little bit cooler. Instead of like, 100 or 95 degrees, it's been like 75 and 80. And then just yesterday and today, it went back to being like 95. So I think you're right. I think you got it. It's probably a mixture between like the positive stress and then the weather like changing so intermittently. I'm actually really glad that you brought that up because I could not figure out for the life of me. Even Jordan was just like, are you stressed out? And I was like, no. I was like, I have a lot of stuff to do. And like, I'm kind of running around with a chicken with its head cut off. But I was like, I don't feel like negative. Like it's not changing my mental state. I'm great. But I think that is the weather and then just being like way too busy. But yeah, this is a little upsetting, but I know it's just a period of time. It's gonna pass. I'm not tripping. Although I was like, oh man, I have a business meeting on Tuesday. And I was like, I do not want to be on Zoom looking like this. They're gonna be like, oh, this girl. Somebody, somebody just started a YouTube channel. Okay, when you post your first video, if you have an Instagram, DM me or tag me or something, and then I can promote it on my stories. That'll be so fun. What is your channel gonna be? I mean, you said crochet, but are you gonna just do like Kind of like what I do where it's like tutorials and then crochet with me. It's like, what are you planning on doing with your channel? Everybody has like a different niche. Everybody has like a little different style. So Pauline said, I've been trying to go through my yarn stash, me too, before buying new yarn, but I'm sick of worsted weight acrylic. I need drape. That is me too. Y'all know for like a year and a half, the backbone of my channel was worsted weight acrylic yarn. And then just as I develop and like try out new things, I have so much fallen in love with, I think my new favorite yarn is like DK weight yarn instead of worsted weight. Because again, if this type of yarn, same structure and everything, if this worsted weight was like a sport weight, it would just naturally have a little bit better of a drape. So small things like that, I do prefer different types of yarn. And then again, acrylic, I love it. I will never knock acrylic. It's really great, affordable. But as y'all have also seen on my channel, I have recently been obsessed with like cotton mixed fibers. So like cotton and acrylic or all cotton, cotton nylon. Just like, yeah, I'm at the moment, I'm a little bit like over acrylic yarn too. I'll come back to it. I mean, winter, fall is coming up, but I'm starting to like dibble dabble into like actual wool or like more merino wool. I still have another video to edit. Oh my God. I'm like, my head's all over the place. I talked about this in my last live stream, but in like the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks now, I have edited slash filmed 5 different videos and edited all of them. And then one of the videos I still have yet to edit is the crochet flowy shorts tutorial. Right before I came to this live stream, I tried to finish up the crochet polo tutorial, and it's just so long. I was like, should I finish, like power through and work on the tutorial, or like live stream? And I was like, I need an hour break. I can't keep looking at this video. It's currently at 36 minutes long. I don't like putting up videos that are that long because I feel like it really deters people from wanting to watch it, but all the parts are necessary, and I still have to add like the little modeling clips of Jordan wearing the polo. So it's probably going to be like a 38-minute long video, but I'm still finishing up that tutorial. I have the shorts tutorial. I might do this. I don't know. But like I said, I'm about to start something new, something like really, really fun, this like massive project, and technically work for that. Like I said, my first official business meeting is on Tuesday. And I don't know how soon after that I'm gonna have to start like filming and stuff. So, but until Tuesday, my workload is nice. Like I said, I got so many videos edited ahead of time. I haven't filmed anything in like 2 days, and it's so nice. Like I love filming, but when you do it for 2 weeks straight, you're like burnt out. So that's my little update. That's my little update for y'all. I'm going to be a little bit quiet for the next couple minutes because I do need to count stitches because I need to have the right amount of stitches for this lace pattern. So, but, oh, there's so many people in here now. Whoa, we have 40 people. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, hi, everybody. Okay, thank God. Somebody said that they like long videos, so that's nice. Carrie Ann said, would you consider doing separate videos for that, like a part 1 and part 2? I've thought about that before. I tried, sorry, very foamy. I don't know if it's worth it for me to do a part 1, part 2. Like, I think I see the benefits of it because I can finish the first part, have a little bit less stress on my hands instead of trying to power through like this entire video. At the same time, if I'm a crocheter, it's a lot easier if I'm a crocheter. If I am someone trying to learn a pattern off of a video, it'd be a little bit like tedious to have to like go find the second video. Granted, and like the same thing with my channel, I don't want to post too many tutorials in a row. So I'd have to space out, different brand sponsors in between the first part and the second part. And then becomes a little bit tedious trying to track down the second video. And likewise, if, as a crocheter trying to watch a tutorial, I'd rather have all the information in one place versus again trying to have to track down. And so I don't know. I'd probably keep it as one long video. It's almost done, but that video won't be posted. Let's estimate like at least a week and a half, 2 weeks from now, because I have other sponsored content that I have to put up. So I have time to like get it done and not be stressed about it. Yeah, somebody said I would do parts, but I would rather have all one video instead of a few different videos, which makes me not want to do it because it looks like more. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like if I I am so sorry. Very phlegmy after I ate, what did I eat? It was like a stuffed pepper, but now I'm all phlegmy. I've had that problem too where I saw like a super cute pattern and I was like, ooh, I want to make that. And I click on the video and it's like part one. And then I go to the person's channel and there's like 3 parts. And then conceptually, I'm like, that is going to be a massive project. So I might just keep it as one and let the cards fall where they may. Okay. I need to count some stitches. So bear with me over, did I turn my, I don't think I turned my work. Always turn your work at the end of your row. Okay. Let us count some stitches now. 2, 4, 5. Okay, you know what? This is going to take me too long. Let's just do it. Let's just do it like this, old fashioned. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 50. I need to add one more stitch and I have 3 more rows to do. How am I going to do that? That'll be a little awkward. Well, let's just do it. I only have one more increase, so that's going to make this super easy for the next couple of minutes. What else can I update you guys on? Oh, I was going to let you guys know I officially launched my YouTube memberships. So there are different, like, there's like 4 different tier or like 3 different tier options for you guys if you were interested in joining my little membership program. Yeah, there's technically 3 different tiers, and the last tier is for like international people. But I thought it'd be really fun to just like give an option for like exclusive content. So off the top of my head, I can't remember specifically what's in each tier, but I know like the middle tier, there's going to be monthly exclusive content, whether that's going to be a tutorial, a special exclusive like vlog for you guys, a lot more behind the scenes footage. I'm also going to allow, I don't even think I put it in there, but I'm going to allow like early access to videos. So like I said, the 4 videos that I currently have just sitting in my video bank, you guys would have access to all of those and you get to watch them before I even like post them live. So like I said, once this polo tutorial goes up, I'll probably have it done. I'll probably have it done by tomorrow or the day after. And unfortunately, that video is just going to have to sit in my studio until I can officially publish it after my sponsored content. But for like at least 2 weeks, that's going to be sitting on my channel. So you guys would have early access to that before I even post it. I'm also going to be doing a once a month like exclusive live stream for anybody who joins the membership. So as fun as it is to have you guys all here, for those who want a more like secluded live stream, that way it's a little bit more personal. Like if there's only like 5 people or 10 people in the chat, it's a lot easier to carry on the conversation. I can ask, or you guys can ask me more like specific questions and I can actually respond to them instead of like your comment getting washed over and stuff. So a lot of fun stuff. I'll also be offering a 15% off discount code for everything on my website in these tiers. And that's like an unlimited coupon code. So you could use that as many times as you wanted. But yeah, there's just like a bunch of different things going on. I think my third tier, and again, with all these tiers, the perks carry over from each tier. So if you're at the largest tier, you do get all the perks that are mentioned like the previous tiers. But I thought it'd be really fun too to add for the third tier, it's going to be all the perks. There's a couple other ones. And then on top of that, I'll also throw in a monthly order of like a mini hand-dyed hank with like just new colorways that I'm working on. Because right now I have four new colorways of hand-dyed yarn that I am obsessed with. I'm actually like really proud of these. And it was kind of like a mishap. But I wrote down the whole like ingredient list and everything. So I obviously know how to recreate it, but yeah, there'll be like mini hanks available for each month. And just a just a bunch of fun stuff. If you guys have any questions on the tiers, I am here to answer it for the next 20-30 minutes. So yeah, that's like my little spiel about memberships. It's going to be so fun. Like I've actually, that's the only thing I have recorded in like the last couple of days is I'm starting to just get some extra content, like more personal behind the scenes content for the monthly members only vlog, like the monthly vlog that I'm going to be working on. And I can spill a little bit more tea there than I could just like on my main public channel. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you don't have to. It's definitely just an option. I'm just here to let you know that it's available. Definitely do not feel pressured to get it if you're not interested in it. Then just forget everything. But just want to let you guys know. I think I'm most excited about the monthly live stream and what else? And the monthly members only vlog. I also want to make like the vlogs, at least those ones, a little bit more like raw and unedited. Like Jordan was saying, for those vlogs, he's like, if you're just like on a train of thought, a lot of times when I like film vlogs and stuff and I put them up on my channel, I talk about like so much stuff. And then as I'm editing it, I tend to cut out or like a lot of the dialogue just because the video is already at like 15 or 18 minutes. And I do like to kind of break up the segments where I'm talking and give you guys just like whatever information with more like B-roll and just like footage of me working or doing something because that's how I like to watch vlogs. There's a couple different people that I watch who do like daily vlogs or weekly vlogs. And I like it where there's like a portion, like a minute or two of them talking, and then it goes into like their routine for the day or whatever. You have music in the background, it's very calming. And then eventually it comes back to like talking again to the camera. But I end up cutting out like so much footage of me talking about different topics and stuff. But he was saying, for this members only vlog, it's like you should leave in a lot more of that stuff. They want to hear the shit you have to talk about and stuff. So those will be a little bit less edited, a little bit more raw. So yeah, those are the options. Okay. Look at that, guys. We are speeding through it. Not really. This is taking me a lot longer to talk and crochet at the same time. Somebody asked if I prefer knitting or crochet. I know that you do both. I am so sorry. This is a little bit disgusting. I'm sorry, but real raw version of Erin. I'm wondering if it's worth it to try learning how to knit or stick to crochet because I've been crocheting for 3 years, I say you should do both. It never hurts to learn a new trade. It never hurts to learn a new skill. Um, Again, it's just like extra knowledge to have in the back of your hand. I would say if you're just trying to learn how to crochet, that you shouldn't do both at the same time. Because again, you should kind of get your basics down, really just learn the fundamentals of something, make a few full projects before you try to pick up something else. But if you already know the basics to crochet, like you've made a couple projects, they've turned out fine, I definitely say give knitting a try. I naturally gravitate towards crochet just because I can do it with my eyes closed. I have dreams about crochet. Like it's just so easy for me and I'm used to the motion. It's very therapeutic for me. At the same time, I have fallen in love with knitting. I don't do it very often, but knitting is so enjoyable. Again, it's a different type of rhythm, different type of therapy. And I know all the crocheters out there are going to hate me for saying this, but yes, you can use the waistcoat stitch and mimic a knit stitch, but at the end of the day, the look and the drape that you get from knitting and the stretch, crochet can't compete with. That is my hot take. I prefer crochet. I love crochet. It's always going to take first place in my heart. But again, the look and the drape that you can get with knitting is it's unparalleled. So I would definitely say if you don't even know how to knit, um, watch a couple of videos on YouTube. I was actually thinking about doing a knitting basics 101, kind of like how kind of like how I have a crochet basics 101, just to show you guys literally how to cast on. Oh, let me close the door. Guests are here. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. My mom just got home and she knows that when the door is closed, I am working. So just so that our train of thought is not interrupted. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to just do a knitting 101 where I show you guys how to cast on, how to do a knit stitch, how to do a purl stitch, in turn, how to do stockinette, which is all purl over and over, or which is all knit over and over and over, or likewise like a garter stitch, and then like a simple ribbing, and then how to cast off. Just like the very bare bone basics, because that's what I use. I have learned a couple different tricks and like patterns within knitting, but my go-to is always the basics, kind of like with crochet. I can do some like crazy designs and stuff, but at the end of the day, single crochet, half double, and double, they are the backbone to the crochet project. So to sum up what I'm saying, I think it'd be great for you to learn how to knit. It took me a little bit more time, but I think again, they serve completely different purposes. And I think finished knit garments are stunning. So I'd say do it. That is my 10-minute spiel on you should do it. You said you tried making clothes, but they look terrible. Do you have any hints or tips? I have only crocheted for 3 years. When did you start crocheting clothes? I crocheted my first wearable garment when I started my YouTube channel. When I made the crochet bandeau, I had been crocheting. I've said this so many times before, but I actually learned to crochet when I was in like 4th or 5th grade. So what was it, like 9 or 10? I think 9. And I have been crocheting on and off throughout the years for the past 18 years. If you guys didn't know how old I am, now you know. Pretty old. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like 9 or 10 when I learned. I almost forgot the math right there. But yeah, for years and years and years, There wasn't really too much that inspired me when it came to crochet, just because the places where I was finding inspiration or like creative stuff was really just like magazines, crochet magazines inside of Michael's or Joann's, or shoot, even like YouTube back, back in 2005, 2010, whatever, there wasn't this huge access to handmade goods. Like, of course, there was always a crochet beanie or a baby blanket or a scarf, but I never really saw like clothing that inspired me to want to make clothing. And then during the whole schmandemic, y'all know what I'm talking about. That is when shit blew up on YouTube. Like, of course, there was always tutorials, but that's when like the crochet fashion really expanded for whatever reason. And that's when it wasn't even really the reason why I made my YouTube channel, because if you guys have been here long enough, I'm curious to know who's been here this long. When I first started my channel, I was actually doing sewing tutorials. I love to sew. Haven't done it in a long time, but I was trying to sew tops and dresses and skirts and stuff. So that's how I started my YouTube channel. And then it was just kind of like one day I was like, maybe I should like, I think I wasn't running out of ideas, but I was like, I'm doing so much sewing. I need to like throw in some kind of different content. So I threw in a crochet tutorial. And out of all the videos that I had posted at the time, there was probably like 5 or 6 at that time. It hit and I was like, oh, this has more views than everything else. And then I really sat back and I was like, kudos to me for doing sewing tutorials. I hadn't been sewing that long, but I was like, I already know how to crochet. Like, I've been doing this my whole life. Why am I not doing more of this? So then I just slowly transitioned my channel into crocheting. And that is when my channel got more traction than it did when I first started. I talk for so long. What I'm trying to say is I had been crocheting for roughly the last 18 years, and I didn't make my first garment, like a top, until 2 years ago. And that was the video that I posted, which is crazy because that whole time that what was I going to say? The whole time that I had been crocheting in the past, I was really scared to get out of my comfort zone. So I only did what I knew how to do, which was scarves. I didn't even do beanies. It was just scarves and blankets. Um, at the time, my mom actually just retired from work, but at the time at her hospital, they had this like yearly program, if you will, where you make beanies and scarves for the patients in the hospital. It's just like a little gift that the workers can give the people who are undergoing chemotherapy and stuff, kind of just to help brighten their day, keep them warm while they're in this really cold, dingy hospital. So I did that for years. Every year I would make as many scarves as I possibly could. And scarves are easy. They're just big, long rectangles, and then you add tassels to them. So I made scarves, so many scarves. And then throughout college, a lot of friends, family members, distant family members, whatever, were having babies or getting pregnant. So I got obsessed with making baby blankets. And I probably, in like the span of like a year, I probably made like 6 or 7 baby blankets. I was just like on a kick. So I only made scarves and blankets for like 18 years. That's all I did over and over and over. And then something in me during the schmandemic was like, try something new. And of course, it helped to have all this inspiration of other people on YouTube putting out crazy like top tutorials or like crazy cardigans. It was mainly like crop tops that I saw. And I was like, oh my God, those are stunning. They're so cute. And I really sat back and I was like, why have I not ever made a top? So then I just made one. So I've only been making clothing for just over 2 years. I started my channel in May, June, July, August. So like 2 years and 4 months, if that. If that. But my tip to getting better at clothing is learn sizing, learn how your piece is going to stretch on your body or how it's going to drape on your body. Yeah, stuff like that. I'd be tip number one. But honestly, it would really help. I haven't bought too many patterns in my life, but I would say if you want to get better at making clothing, buy some patterns from designers on Etsy or wherever. Follow the pattern, and by like learning like little tips, like how they construct a panel or how they do this or how they do that to get the shape, whatever it is. When you follow their instructions and you see the outcome, you start to learn like, oh, they added that stitch because it does that. Or, oh, working this stitch here makes it do this. And then you start to learn, like with their tips, how to make it fit you better. So if you're kind of struggling with making clothing, I would say try to buy some patterns. Buy some patterns from some designers, support them and their small business because patterns are so hard to make. And then just follow the pattern. Make one. Buy one crop top or whatever t-shirt, cardigan pattern. Follow the whole thing. And then you'll probably learn something by the end of it. Because I do every time. Like the few times I've done pattern testing, there's always been like some crazy like new stitch or like some type of technique that they do. And I always learn like a new technique in every pattern that I follow. So there's that. Somebody said, how do I join the membership? If you just go to like type in It's Erin B on YouTube, if you just go to my channel page, right next to the subscribe button, which should say subscribed, there's a little join button. So the button should be right next to the subscribe button. And when you hit join, it'll open like a page with all the different tiers. It'll show you all the information inside and you can pick which tier works for you. But yeah, it's just right on my membership page. Membership page is right on my channel page, my homepage, right next to the subscribe button. I need to drink something. I've been talking for so long. Somebody said you want to make a fall cardigan, but it's always so hot here, like here. We're going through a heat wave at the moment. If you want to make a cardigan, you can totally do it. Just don't use acrylic. Don't use wool. You can make a whole cardigan out of cotton, or you can do a cotton acrylic mix. Again, if you want to make a cardigan and that's still going to be like too hot for you, make a lacy stitch. Like imagine this. Okay, just imagine. I don't know how to even do it yet, but just imagine an entire cardigan made with this type of pattern, like a very lacy pattern. Even though, say this was acrylic, because there is so much lace, it'd be really, really breathable. So just change up the stitches that you're working with, throw in some lace, or yeah, change up the fibers. Oh, it's in my car, but I just picked up another skein of the Loops and Thread cream cotton because I'm obsessed with that cotton yarn. That and the Karen cotton cakes are my favorite drugstore cotton yarns. The cream cotton by Loops and Thread is, it's crazy that I know this. It's 87% cotton and 13% nylon, but it literally feels creamy. The cream cotton has this very subtle, like brushed effect. So even though it's like almost 100% cotton, it's super, super buttery. It almost feels like polyester. It's so soft. And then again, with 13% nylon mixed into that bad boy, as we know, cotton is not very stretchy. It's pretty sturdy. Like cotton, if 100% cotton does not stretch. So having that little bit of nylon mixed in there literally makes it stretchable. Like it'll fit onto your body instead of just stiff on you. So I think that'd be a really cool like cardigan to make as well out of the cream cotton. That'd be so nice. So nice. Somebody asked, how expensive is the membership? So I have 4 different tiers, but the last tier is for international people because the 3rd and the 4th tier include monthly shipments of a mini hank of yarn. So the first tier with the least amount of benefits is $4.99 a month. The middle tier, which I think would be like my favorite tier, is $14.99 a month. And then the third tier with the mini hank and all the previous benefits is $24.99. And I just had to put it that high because shipping, if I'm going to be shipping out yarn to you guys every single month, I do have to like cover shipping. But again, you get all the benefits of the tier prior. I mean, again, that's just my favorite tier is the middle one. It's completely up to you, but can't, I can't, I probably should know this off the top of my head, but like I said, the middle tier is the a monthly exclusive live stream for members only. It's also the exclusive members only monthly vlog with all the behind the scenes and stuff. And granted, with every tier too, you guys are gonna get more like behind the scenes, whether that's like polls, I'm gonna ask you guys, photos of WIPs that I'm working on, or just like what I'm getting up to every day. Um, the middle tier also has the 15% discount code site-wide. What's it called? Non-exclusive. Like you can use it unlimited. What else is there? There's a couple other things in there. There's like 6 or 7 different benefits to the second tier. But yeah, that's what they're looking like. And then the last tier is for Canada and international, because again, if I'm shipping yarn out internationally, usually that's a lot of money for shipping. So I have 3 different tiers, and the 4th one is for internationals. So yeah, I hope I touched on everything. I'm still here for questions if you have anything more specific. But yeah. How do you stay motivated to complete a project that you're working on? I get this question asked probably like on every video or like every live stream. It's a tough one because what motivates people, like each person is different from the next. It's gonna sound so cheesy, but to be honest with you guys, my motivation just comes from the excitement of making something. Like usually like whatever project or something that I have in mind, I'm so like anxious and excited to be able to wear the final product that like I don't want to wait on it. So that's why I don't really power through projects, but that's how I stay motivated. At the same time, I always have like this massive list of other projects that I want to work on, and I'm equally as excited from one project to the next. So in order to start, the next tutorial or the next dress or whatever I want to make, I kind of made this rule with myself that I have to finish the one that I'm working on. Granted, I don't follow that all the time, but I've learned if I start too many projects at one time, they never get finished, and I push them back and I push them back. So it's just kind of like a personal, like mental note of mine to finish up a major project before I start a new one. Yeah, it just sounds so cheesy. It's honestly just like my excitement to like be able to wear the finished project. Like I can't wait. So I'm just like, I need to finish this today, or like I need to finish this by a week's time from now because I want to wear it for this, or I want to show it off or something. So that would be it. I've heard a lot of people say too that somebody mentioned it in this live stream, but they say, my rule is that I cannot buy new yarn for a new project until I use up like my stash or something. So, or like until like, they do something else. So that could be like a little thing that you do for yourself too. Like be like you're so motivated to like work on something, finish your other tasks first, and then you can get to work on it. Because let's all be real. We've all bought like a bunch of yarn, and then 80% of that like sits in your stash, and like you see it, you want to use it, but then you see something else that's pretty and you're like, oh, I want to do that. But that's like the motivation is like, in order to work on a new project, I have to finish up this yarn. So yeah. I don't know if I quite answered your question, but that's honestly just my motivation is that I have so many things that I want to make that the excitement or like the thrill of like finishing a project never goes away for me, if that makes sense. Okay, 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 okay. Let's double check our work here. Oh, it's time, baby. It's time. It's time to start the lace. Okay, 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 okay. There's a motorcyclist. Okay, now I can begin working on the little lace portion. And weirdly enough, oh, I was gonna say I have the pattern memorized. Apparently I don't because I forgot already. Chain three. Oh, one, two, three. I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're on track. She do be remembering the pattern somewhat off the top of her head. Yeah, actually now I'm kind of like motivated to turn this into like a whole top or something and use like like a DK weight. See the DK where it's like not so chunky, like these like little lacy sections are like a little bit thinner. I think it'd be cute. See, and that's the thing is like that's how I have my inspiration, like my creativity comes from so many different avenues. That's another thing people have asked is like, where do I get my inspiration or like where do I get the creativity to make different things? Obviously, there's the very obvious like Instagram, Pinterest, like you scroll, you see something, oh, I want to make that. Um, Another spot that I get my inspiration from is I mentioned this last time. I'll go onto different like yarn shops, like yarn websites, and I'll just scroll and like look at the different textures of yarn, the different colors, different compositions of yarn, and just by like looking at the yarn, sometimes it gives me like an idea of like, oh, that fuzzy mohair yarn would look so cute if I made it into this, or like, oh, that super like silk, I don't know, whatever DK weight yarn in that color would make a killer dress, or something like that. So it's like I get my creativity a lot from like yarn websites. And then the other thing recently for me, it's like a lot of times like I'll make a project, for example, this or like that those ribbon sets that I've been making recently, those ribbon sets. And after I finish it, I'm like, oh, it'd be really like this set or whatever I just made would look so cute if I did it in this color instead, or if I made it this shape instead of this, and then I added this onto it, or I did this differently. So, like, for example, I started off just making this little sleeve top, and then you guys saw I like randomly chose like a little lace pattern. But now that I'm sitting here talking to you guys and like I'm looking at it more and I put it on, I really do think it'd make a really cute, like little lacy sleeve top if the whole thing was just this pattern. So it's like creativity kind of just it just like comes as you're working. Like you see one thing and then it always like develops into something else. Oh, bye. Some people are leaving. Somebody said, what? Kit Kat said, what are some of your favorite YouTube channels that you like to watch while you crochet? Oh, for a second, I thought it said favorite crochet channels. Ironically enough, I don't. So I watch a bunch of YouTube. I watch a bunch of YouTube when I'm like crocheting or editing or like getting work done. And that's why I thought it said crochet channels because ironically, I don't watch, like, there's not really like YouTubers like in my niche that I consistently watch. But I do love to watch me. vlogs. I do love vlogs. I don't know why. It's just like you get to see somebody else's life, and I get to see like their editing style and the music that they pick, and like, yeah. So I'm gonna like completely blank right now. I already know. Um, some of my favorite YouTube channels that I like to watch while I'm working. One of the girls, her name is Samantha Joe. She's super, super funny. Um, so I watch Samantha Joe whenever she drops a new episode. I also watch Your Mom Ashley. I've been watching her for a hot minute, probably like 3 or something years. Who else do I watch? There's so many people. I just watched like a bunch of videos the other day, but now I'm like blanking on everybody. But yeah, Samantha Joe, Your Mom Ashley. Um, I watch, or I have watched probably like every video of Roxette Arisa. She is, or formerly was, either way, a makeup artist, but I just like really felt like she represented me. I believe she's half Asian, half white, some type of white ethnicity. So I loved watching her channel because she has like the same shape eyes as me. And I was like, I can really learn a lot from her versus watching somebody who doesn't represent me. And then I'm like, I can't do that. That doesn't look like me. So I love watching her. I know at the moment she has taken a little bit of a break from YouTube because she's working on other projects and whatnot. So she hasn't put out new content on YouTube probably in like 8 months or something like that. I'm not too sure, but I love those. I love those YouTubers. Um, oh, I love watching Moya Mowini. She's a great vlogger, a really great like storyteller. Very very peaceful vlogs. That's how I would compare like my moods if I'm trying to be like very like aesthetic and calm, feel good. I'll watch Moya. She does a really great job at vlogs. And then if I'm in the mood to like laugh, like hysterically, just like ball laughing, I'll watch Samantha Joe because she is a crack up. She's so funny. There's a bunch of other people that I watch. I just can't remember right now. But I'll remember for the next time that we live stream. I'll give you guys other YouTubers to watch that I find very entertaining. So there's that. I just burped, I'm sorry. Oh, Carrie Ann said she used to make beanies for babies in the NICU in the NICU at the hospital that you worked at. Yeah, it's essentially like what I was doing. I was just doing it for different patients. But yeah, I made so many scarves. So I got to test out like a bunch of different yarn, but like even back then when I was doing all these scarves and stuff, I think I was only picking out like acrylic yarns, and I made dozens and dozens of scarves, and I think I was just going to like the acrylic section. And it's like, ugh, if me now could give advice to me then, I'd be like, hey yo, like a merino wool scarf would be dope, you know? Like, hey, like a cotton acrylic, you might want to look into that. The chat just scrolled away. Oh, I just saw a question that I would love to touch on. Oh, where to go? Where to go? Oh, there's no people. Hello, hello, everybody in chat. See, it's coming up on an hour right now, and mentally, I'm not ready to leave yet. So, that's just me. I stay always way longer than I mean to. Ooh, some people are on board for the lacy. Oh, not my lacy. You said your lacy stitch cardigan. Yeah, it's like that's the thing too. Like that's where like creativity comes in because I've done that before too, where it's like I want to make something, but I'm like, oh, the season doesn't really call for that, or like, oh, this yarn that I'm like dying to use doesn't really like call for what I'm trying to do. So then you just think about like altering the pattern. Like same thing, if you want to make like a sweater and it's like way too hot for a sweater, but you're like, I really want to make a sweater. change up the fiber that you're using and change up the pattern. Again, if it's too hot out, throw some breathability into the sweater. Throw some lacy patterns or throw, anything like that. Likewise, if you're trying to make, say, a sweater and like the basic stitches are not warm enough for you, or you're like, oh, I made this whole sweater, but I was still cold and it was still freaking chilly and I could feel the wind coming through it. Change up the pattern. Throw in some dense ass stitches. Change up the yarn. Use a bulkier weight yarn. Stuff like that. Always change up. Like little changes in like your project can literally affect the overall outcome. So oh, this would be so fun. A different question. Isla said, "Do you have any unpopular yarn opinions? Yarns that have a lot of hype that don't live up to the I can't even read this. Yarns that have a lot of hype that don't live up to the hype, or popular yarns that you don't care for." Oh, that's I love that. But like right now I'm going blank. Okay, please. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. Ooh, that would make like a really fun reel. Make like a really like a cute like little 30-second reel. I'm really gonna have to think about that one. Man, see, like I'm gonna sit here for like the next 10 minutes just like in silence trying to think. Off I know that there's probably a couple, but at the moment, I cannot think of any. I know a very unpopular hot take is that acrylic yarn is awesome, and I'm not on board with all the yarn snobs that put down other crocheters or knitters for using acrylic yarn. Not all yarn is sustainable. Sorry. And, depending on different people's income and their expenses and their lifestyle, not everybody can afford, a $38 skein from the biggest name brand, for quality superwash wool or for a silk kid. What do they call it? What's that yarn called? I'm blanking. But it's just like the expensive yarns and all are great. They're really great if you can afford them, but not everybody can afford them. And I have seen so many like different reels, not so many, but I've seen a handful of different like reels and like posts on Instagram and even like thumbnails of people like bashing acrylic yarn because it's not sustainable. It's like, okay, I'm not a perfect person. I understand that it's not the most sustainable type of yarn. I don't use it very much anymore, but I'm not going to knock other people for using it. Like everybody has a different price point. Everybody has different, what's it called? Just what they can afford to spend. And if only buying fancy $40 yarn is going to stop you from creating something because you can't afford yarn, then F it, Do you buy the acrylic yarn? I love acrylic yarn. I'll stand acrylic yarn. It's not my favorite, but it's great. It's like a faux wool. It's cozy. It's toasty. It has stretch. It's very stretchy. It's cheaper than wool. Okay, that's my hot take. That is my hot take of today. But specific yarns that don't live up to the hype. I don't know so much about, well, I guess you didn't really say expensive yarns. You just said popular yarns. Oh man, I actually was thinking about this the other day. What yarn was it? I'm gonna have to get back to you because I'm just gonna sit here and ramble. Um, Makia, how do you handle indecisive customers? I am currently making a costume for a customer, but every time I get finished with what they want, they change their mind and I have to frog it. One, I'm sorry that that's happening to you. That is very frustrating as much as, the customer is always right and you want to please this person and make it to their exact specifications. At the same time, you're making this by hand, okay? You're a human being. And that is very frustrating. So I feel for you. Um, Thankfully, a lot of times when I've made stuff for other people, when we've settled on like a look, a color, a style, whatever, when I'm done with it, they're usually just like, oh, great, like, cool, that's what I wanted. I think I just got lucky. I don't think it's because I made it so great. I think it's just I got lucky with my customer. So it's this tip I'm going to give you is not a tip that I have used, but freelancers in general I have seen implement into their business. So, um, for example, for example, Jordan is a freelance photographer. He actually has a couple different jobs, but um, being a freelancer, you have to make your own rules and you have to like get people to kind of abide by these rules. So, um, a customer or something that he was signing for, like work, I saw his, I'm like rambling so much. The contract that he was going to sign. I'm not going to get too much into depth, but something that they put in their thing was, these are going to be what I deliver to you. Um, you can make, customer or whatever can make up to, it was like 2 or up to 3 different adjustments or changes with said finished project, but you don't get more than 3. So again, I haven't had to do this with my crochet. I'm sure eventually I will, but that could be, I know it's kind of hard because you already started this project with that person. So implementing this kind of just like this general rule, this agreement would be kind of hard, like mid project. But hopefully, just first off, you can just talk to them and just kind of let them know. Be honest, be vulnerable, and be open and be like, hey, um, like, please don't get the wrong idea. I am very excited to make this item for you. I have no problems making it for you. Um, but when we, just like from here on out, when we settle on something, when we agree on something, let's both agree to stick to that. You make a decisive decision on what you want, a finite decision on what you're looking for, and I will crochet it to that. But just due to my mental health and my time management and my personal life, I cannot afford all this extra time to continue to remake something for you. So I don't know how you can go about handling this current person, but I would say maybe you can try to talk to her or him, whoever, them as nice as possible. But um, I would just say maybe a general rule that you can start implementing for future customers, whether they're difficult or not, would just to be like, let them know, hey, okay, you want this and this and this. That is great. Just to let you know, before you pay me, we need to agree that, again, this is what I'm going to deliver to you. I will get it to you by said date, and you are allowed up to 3 adjustments, or you are allowed up to 3 changes. Um, and that is it, because you're making this by hand. This is taking up your personal time. And that would be so terrible if you've been on the same part of whatever you're making them for 2 months and they're still like, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you did what I told you to do, what I told you to do, and now that I see it, I don't can you redo it?" And then you do it 5 times, 10 times over. That's not okay. So, yeah, I feel you on that. I would just try to have a talk with them. Again, just be open and be vulnerable and let them know your feelings, let them know how this is affecting you. And then maybe from here on out, maybe what you can say is, hey, I'm trying to be as helpful as possible and as understanding as possible. Um, but this has become very difficult for me to finish this project when the guidelines are continuously changing. I have revised this pattern for you X amount of times. Um, I am willing to allow one more change, one more adjustment, and then I cannot work on it anymore. Or I can't change the pattern anymore, maybe. That's my best advice. If you guys have advice from Makia, please feel free. Nice advice, okay? I don't want to hear anybody bashing this customer or bashing her for trying to be helpful. Okay. I don't think anybody here would do that, but if anybody's going to give advice, let it just try to be very, what is it called in college when you need to critique someone in a helpful way? Let's just try to stay positive, but give advice that might be able to help if you can. Because my advice might not be right. That's just what I would personally do, but everybody's different. And so if you guys have any help from Makia, please comment now. Casper said, "Do you ever run out of ideas? What do you do if you do run out of ideas?" I'll be honest with you, I don't ever run out of ideas. Um, I have a list of, at the moment, probably at least 40 different things that I want to crochet and at least 10 or 12 things that I want to knit. And I would say weekly, I find or think of new things that I want to crochet. So I have too many things all the time that I want to make. I never feel blank. It's so quiet here. I'm trying to like read. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's like so awkwardly quiet. Ooh, Isla gave her hot take. They said, "I don't like Karen Simply Soft. LOL. That's my unpopular opinion." I'll agree with you there. I like the feel of Karen Simply Soft. I don't know if this is like a popular yarn because I don't see anybody using it or talking about it. It's so hard for me to say. I don't know why. But I agree. I don't like Karen Simply Soft. It's too fluffy for its nature. Um, Makes me mad that they label Karen Simply Soft as a number 4 worsted weight when we all damn well know that shit is not bigger than a number 2 sport weight. I understand, if brands label their yarns slightly off, you see number 4, but you're like, oh, that's a little bit more like DK, or you see a sport weight and you're like, oh, that's a little bit more like fingering. But it's not cool when it's an obvious heavyweight worsted weight number 4 yarn and that is a number 2 or a number 1. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't ever use Karen Simply Soft. Okay, it's hard for me to say because I used to be a huge fan of the Big Twist acrylic worsted yarn. I thought, oh my God, this stuff is relatively affordable. It is some of the softest acrylic yarn that you can find in stores, like at your like local like drug yarn store. Oh my God, it's so cheap. It feels good. And then I made that whole men's sweater for Jordan. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that green men's sweater. And we threw it. We threw it in the washer one time. And then I line dried it. So I did not put it in the dryer. I washed it on the gentle cycle and we laid it out to dry. I wouldn't say the sweater is ruined because you can still see the stitches. Still fits him. It didn't shrink. But the entire sweater is so fleeced now that it looks like it's been worn 500 times. Like it looks like it's falling apart. Jordan still likes it. He's like, no, don't throw it away. Don't. No, I like it. I like it still. I used to love the Big Twist acrylic worsted weight. I made a whole tutorial using that yarn because I loved the feel of it. I washed it one time and the whole thing is a fuzzy mess, and it upset me so much because, like, I Jordan knows that sweater took me so long to finish, and I don't even like him wearing it out because I'm like, "You're gonna tell people I made that, and, like, it looks like a mess now." So, that's my take, is big twist acrylic worsted weight yarn is overrated, and it's a disappointment. And that type of acrylic yarn is not sustainable because you can't even wash it. Other acrylic yarn you can wash and it looks freaking great. Oh, here's my hot take. I'm not even crocheting anymore. My hot take is that the loops and thread impeccable acrylic yarn is some of the most top tier acrylic that you can get your hands on. And it's cheap as hell. That's my hot take, is that, I mean, yeah, there's a couple brands that I've mentioned before that do 100% acrylic or 90% acrylic yarn, and they feel great. They hold up pretty well. You can wash them, no fleecing. Cool, kudos. But for the price and the color selection that Loops and Thread Impeccable has, Loops and Thread Impeccable 100% acrylic yarn will always be my go-to. Period. Oh yeah, Karen Simply Soft splits like a mother. Splits so bad. Oh, bye, Beatrice. Love from Portugal, love from California. Thanks for coming. Ooh, some people's first, how cute, some people's first live stream here. Hello, welcome. Usually, I do like to crochet and work, and then usually by like the 30-minute mark, I get sucked into the live stream, into the chat, and I just talk. So, welcome if you're new here. The last 30 minutes is always just reading comments and talking. Somebody said that they're watching this with their parrot. That is so cool. That is so cool. Is he a cuddler? Is he sweet? Does he talk to you? Jess said, I once told a friend would love or would take too much brain power to figure out, and I would charge a lot for it. LOL. When she asked for a complicated looking thing. Yeah, sometimes you kind of have to like set boundaries for yourself. Like, I won't mention the name, but somebody recently emailed me on my work email, and they're reaching out for they wanted a custom order, and I was like, I'm very interested in making a custom order. They said that they wanted a handmade cardigan, and I was like, okay, well, before I accept or turn down, whatever, decline, accept or decline, could you please give me more specifics and give me an idea of what you're looking for, and then based on the amount of work and just complicatedness, I'll let you know my decision. And they sent over a bunch of photos. The item that they wanted was really gorgeous. It was really cute. But it was a knitted cardigan, and the cardigan itself was like a Grafgan. It was gorgeous, don't get me wrong, it was a really cool cardigan. I would love to wear that cardigan, but there was so much intricate pattern work and shape work to this cardigan that, um, I'm sure even if I wanted to charge and be like, "Oh, that'll be $1,000," I'm sure she probably would have been like, "Great, let's do it." But I knew just by looking at it immediately, I had to tell them, "I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to decline your offer. That is a very, very gorgeous cardigan, but, that is a ton of work that that would just take so many weeks and so much brain power, and it's just too specific of a custom that I had to turn it down." And they were very kind. They were very understanding. Like, "Thank you for, considering." So it went great and all, but it's like sometimes when people ask for some crazy shit, even if you can do it, it's not always worth it to take on the work. So there's that. I like taking on custom orders um, that kind of give you a little bit of freedom. Granted, they have like the overall idea of what they want, but I love it like when you can kind of like go back and forth and agree on something together. Like, somebody says, "Oh, hey, I want you to make a cardigan," and you're like, "Okay, do you know like what kind of style you want or what color you want?" And they give you like a rough idea, and then you're able to bounce ideas and be like, "Okay, I can do this, but would you be okay if I mixed in this color, or if I did this item for you, but I did this kind of pattern?" Something like, a little bit of freedom, a little bit of creative freedom. I love when people are like open to that stuff because it makes it more enjoyable to want to make for them. Oh, which by the way, if you guys are interested, I've been having a handful of people reach out to me in regards to wanting me to make them a custom set. If you guys have seen my Instagram, recently I've been on a ribbon yarn set kick. And after I posted the last one with the chains on it, I had a handful of people DM me like, "Do you do customs? I want a custom set like this." Um, so I'm trying to like schedule. I'm only going to take on a couple, I think. Um, and like I need the deadline. Anyway, I need some time. But if you guys are interested in a custom set, DM me. I am down to make you guys one. I'm trying to like finalize which customs I want to take on. And I'm still waiting to hear back from some people, and it's been like 2 days. So if it continues, then I'm not going to keep the custom slot open for them. It's because I've got other things to do. So if you guys are genuinely interested in having me make you guys a set, DM me, email me. Let's talk about something. Let's come up with something together. Okay, we're coming up on an hour and a half. I'm going to be on here for 5 more minutes, and then I need to go drink some water and get back to work. Amara just got here again. Why are your notifications not notificationing you? Not notifying you. That's annoying. Amara, I've been on for an hour and a half. I need to pee. I need water. But I'll stay on for like 5 minutes. I don't want to get going. Why does my thing keep scrolling away? Another hot take is that Isla doesn't like Lion Brand wool ease thick and quick. It had so many knots. I bought around 12 skeins, and each skein had a bunch of knots. I've spent hours upon hours untying knots. Oh my gosh, I've I've bought so much. Lion Brand Thick and Quick, excuse me, for like different projects and stuff. And I've never had a skein that had a knot in it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disregard. I mean, Lion Brand, I'm dead. The Lion Brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick. It's not a bad type of yarn. I love their colorways and I like the structure of the yarn. Like it kind of has like a, I don't even know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about. I like the yarn and I've never had an issue with knots ever, but it is not, it's a little bit scruffy. She's a little bit scratchy. Like as I'm crocheting with it, everything's fine, but when I wear the Thick and Quick as like a beanie, my forehead gets super itchy, super itchy. I don't get hives or anything, but it's just that 20% wool in there makes me itchy. Somebody said they're currently using Big Twist Hush yarn. It's 100% polyester and it's so soft. Yes, it is. I have seen it in stores. It was like a couple weeks ago. It's one of the videos that I haven't dropped yet, but I did kind of like an early come fall yarn shopping with me. Come yarn shopping with me for the fall, whatever. Oh no, somebody texted me. Oh no. Ah, sorry, Jordan texted me. I didn't even see it. Jordan's coming home from work. I haven't seen him all day. He left for work at like 5 in the morning. Yeah, I filmed it a while ago. I have it edited. It's ready to go. But I filmed like a little come yarn shopping with me or yarn recommendations for fall. And I saw that Hush yarn and it is nice. It's so nice. If you guys have ever used, what can I compare it to? In one of my videos, I used Loops and Threads Baby Rainbow yarn, which is also 100% polyester. It's just like that yarn. It's just, I think, like a number 5 bulky or chunky. It's a lot thicker. But polyester is some of the softest, butteriest yarn. I love polyester yarn. And that stuff feels really, really good. And the color selection is like very interesting. It's they're solid colors, but they're not opaque. I would say out of all the colors or the colorways that I saw in stores, it's kind of like a washed effect. I wouldn't really say pastel, but I guess for a lack of a better word, it's kind of like a pastel type of color. Like it's like they have like a deeper blue, like a navy, but it has this like subtle, like marled or washed colorway. So they're not like super vibrant colors. They're a lot softer. But yeah. Mm. Okay, guys. Oh, Isla. Yeah, I think you did get a bad batch. It was honestly, it was literally probably just the batch that it came in. Like they shipped it together. Definitely, definitely give it another shot because I mean, like I said, I think it was just a fluke because I've purchased so many skeins and not once did I ever notice a knot in my Lion Brand. But that's super annoying to have to deal with. Hmm. Dang, you should have brought that back to the store and gotten a refund. Be like, this yarn is messed up. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get going. I've been on here 45 minutes longer than I expected, but you guys already know the drill. Amara, I'm so sorry. Our timing has not been linked up great. I don't know why it's not notifying you. Because I know Jordan Jordan hopped on the last live stream because he was at work and he said he got the notification. Oh no, did he? No, he did. So I don't know. I've heard people complain about that with YouTube where the bell is turned on and everything and they still don't get notifications. Okay, I'm gonna get going, guys. I love you, everybody. Thanks for coming, spending this time with me. Amara, we need to link up. We need to get this right. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the live. Love you guys. Talk soon. I can't wait to update you. Hopefully, in a week, I can tell you guys more. Check out the memberships if you would like. Hit me up for custom sets if you would like. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna ramble. Love you guys. Bye.